The next Congress and the next president should crack down on this insanity.
I don't know that the president and I differ on issues, but we may differ on focus.
Dueling speeches in Washington, former President Donald Trump and his former right-hand man, Mike Pence, both talking about America's future in their eyes. If you remember, ahead of the attack in the U.S. Capitol, Trump pressured Pence to reject the 2020 election results, and he still criticizes former VP for his role in certifying those results.
CBS 4's Natalie Brand joins us live from our nation's capital tonight. Natalie, how are both of these speeches being viewed?
Well, Lauren, Elliott, a lot of people are wondering whether these former running mates are going to potentially run against each other in a couple of years during the eventual GOP primary for president, whenever that field shakes out, when more announcements are officially made. But let's take you to these speeches earlier today. We heard first from the former vice president, who, speaking to a group of conservative youth, really tried to walk a careful line, touting the policies of the Trump-Pence administration. But he was put on the spot by a student who asked about this growing divide between the former president and his vice president.
In a possible preview of 2024, former President Donald Trump and his former vice president held dueling appearances in Washington, D.C.
When we win a triumphant victory in 2022 and when a Republican president takes back the White House in 2024, which I strongly believe will happen.
Mr. Trump focused on crime ahead of this year's midterms and the next presidential election in 2 years.
We need an all-out effort to defeat violent crime in America and strongly defeat it, and be tough and be nasty and be mean if we have to.
Former Vice President Mike Pence, when asked about the divide between the two former running mates, said they don't differ on issues, but on focus, expressing a desire to move past 2020.
I truly do believe that elections are about the future, and that it's absolutely essential at a time when so many Americans are hurting, so many families are struggling, that we don't give way to the temptation to look back.
Looking back, the January 6th Select Committee hearings have drawn a contrast between the actions of the former president and his vice president on that day. In a new book to be released later this year, Pence says the former president severed their relationship on January 6th.
President Biden, in some of his most forceful remarks about the Capitol assault,
Donald Trump lacked the courage to act.
Took aim at Mr. Trump's message of law and order.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American.
And in a major development in the criminal investigation into January 6th, Mark Short, Pence's former chief of staff, confirmed he testified before a federal grand jury looking into the assault.
Natalie, new polls are pointing out that some GOP voters are moving away from voting for Donald Trump if he runs in 2024 and looking towards Florida and our governor, Ron DeSantis. What are you seeing?
Well, Elliott, DeSantis is also being talked about as another potential GOP candidate in 2024. And according to a couple of different recent polls, including one out of New Hampshire Republicans, it does show a weakening of GOP support for former President Trump and voters perhaps moving towards Governor DeSantis. In fact, support for the Florida governor roughly doubled from October of last year to June of this year. Now, of course, no official announcements from anyone yet. In fact, former President Trump, no direct announcements, but he did hint at the potential future today when talking about the previous election cycle. He said we may have to do it again. So we'll have to stay tuned and see what this GOP field shakes out to be, Elliott.
All right, Natalie Brand, of course, the two of them just had their own set of dueling speeches here in Florida just a couple of days ago. Natalie Brand reporting from the U.S. Capitol tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Natalie.